entirely trust.
Well, that's me. Honest to a fault.
Matlock returns, part of CBS Premier Week.
What does it take to reach 100? Talent?
Operation Hambletonian complete!
Perseverance?
Yannick Gingras and Nancy Tactor, he's king of the Hamiltonians!
A little bit of luck.
The front left hoof of number 9 will strike the wheel. That is what ended up causing the disqualification.
Or maybe all of the above.
Hambo jet trotting third to Providence Smoky Morn. And it's Lindsay Pride winning the Hamiltonian. Super Bowl is drawing away in the final race of the mile.
Park Avenue, Joe, Grove, here's the finish. Too close to call. And it's Malabar Man and Malvin Butler. They win the Hamiltonian. On the inside, green shoe, Forbidden Trade with a gigantic upset, Forbidden Trade.
The 100th Hambletonian.
The Meadowlands Racetrack in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, the epicenter of the harness racing world as we present the Centennial Edition of the Hamiltonian. A large crowd on hand today under picture-perfect weather conditions to take in all of the fun-filled festivities. We've got something for everyone this afternoon, young and old alike, as we head toward the marquee event, the $1 million Hamiltonian. That's the highlight of this afternoon's coverage, but on the undercard, we have the Philly counterpart as well. It is the $500,000 Hamiltonian Oaks, the best trotting females in the sport, setting the stage for the main event, $1 million Hamiltonian, one of the richest, certainly the most important trotting race in the sport. As we welcome you trackside here on a beautiful afternoon here in East Rutherford. Greg Blanchard, Emily Ratcliff at the desk. Excited to bring you coverage of this year's Hamiltonian, a milestone edition. Emily, it's so hard to believe that it's 100 years already.
100 years, one race, but it's more than just a race, Greg. It is actually a rite of passage. Since 1926, this event has crowned the best three-year-old trotting colts in North America, and through the decades, it stood the test of time. It's become the race that every owner, driver, trainer, they want to win.
Yeah, the importance cannot be understated. It makes a stallion career for many of these horses as well. And this year, some added intrigue, couple of undefeated colts this season coming into the final. And in fact, we're going to take you back and show you those eliminations from 1 week ago. And we'll start off with one of those colts who has yet to taste defeat this season. He's the Canadian-based Invader, Emoticon Legacy. Owned by Determination, trained by Luc Blais, who won this event a few years back, and handled this year by Louis-Philippe Bois, showing you the first portions of the race, Emily, where he handled the colt quite confidently. Here's the winning move coming in the backstretch. And
Louis Bois making his first Hambletonian appearance, and he has got just the horse to do it. Of course, he is bred royally. Of course, as you said, the connections. Hamiltonian victories to their credit as well. But this colt, he has been nothing but a professional to this point. He was tested here, Greg, but he certainly passed the test as he dug in right by the wire. They were swarming in from all sides, but he did get his nose to the wire first, and that is important because that ensured him a good post position for the final. So detractors will say he was tired, he may be vulnerable this week. Others will say there's room for improvement, he could be better this time around. The other undefeated colt coming into the eliminations, his name is Super Chapter, and we're going to pick it up in the early stages, and a similar approach to what we saw in the first split, compliments of his driver, Dexter Dunn. As you said, to put him right on the front, let him do all the heavy lifting, and he responded. This colt is undefeated in 5 starts, and he's another one that has passed every test they have thrown at him. In his elimination, I thought he looked confident. I thought he looked cool, just as Dexter did in the bike there. And charging late, Maximus Miras, the runner-up,
turning some heads and serving notice he could be a factor in today's final. In the final elimination, it was two-time Hamiltonian winner Åke Svanstedt expressing supreme confidence with his colt Nordic Catcher from post 1.
As you said, extreme confidence. He put him on the front. This was a new lifetime best for Nordic Catcher, 150-3. I thought he showed a new dimension, served to notice that he is a horse to be reckoned with in this particular spot against this kind. And of course, all eyes, as I said, in that new lifetime best, but there were a lot of eyes on the horse that finished second as well, Greg.
So the elimination winners were ensured that they would get posts 1 through 6 in the final. So a good starting position for all of them. Super Chapter, Emoticon Legacy, the two colts who have yet to lose this season, they leave side by side. Good runner-up efforts from Maryland and Maximus Miras. They drew well for the final. The other elimination winner, Nordic Catcher, just outside of them in post 6.
As you said, the elimination winners drawing 1 through 6, and Nordic Catcher drawing to the outside. Åke Svanstedt, not all that crazy about the outside post, but he's going to have to do it from this spot. As you said, the horse has been raced rather assertively in his last 2, and he's going to have to do it from post 6 today.
A lot of excitement, a lot of intrigue surrounding this year's final, and tension, I'm sure, building up in our paddock area. That will be the beehive of activity once again this afternoon. And to set the scene from over there, we're going to go over and say hi to the other member of our broadcast team, Mark McKelvie.
Thank you very much, Greg and Emily. And yes, it doesn't get any better than this. The first Saturday in August, Hambletonian Day, and with a little extra pizzazz this year, I guess, with it being that milestone 100th edition. But when you talk about 100 years, you talk about celebration, and there's one person who really wants to celebrate, and that is Marcus Melander. He's got 40% of the starters in this year's Hambletonian. We will see if he can finally get that first trophy. But ultimately, what we're talking about this year is a deep field for the Hambletonian. You poll many people and you're going to get many different answers of who is going to win, and really that's exactly what you want for this $1 Million Classic. Looking forward to catching up with lots of the connections all afternoon from here on the backstretch. Guys?
Thank you, Mark. Great to have you on board with us. Look forward to catching up with you throughout the afternoon. Mark talked about how wide open this year's Hamiltonian is. You could certainly say the same for the Hamiltonian Oaks, the Philly counterpart, as we get a look at the field for this year's edition. And toward the inside, we're going to see one of 3 Nancy Tactor trainees, a regally bred filly named Deja Blue.
As you said, Hambletonian, this is the Philly counterpart, but the Hambletonian all over this as well, because as you said, Deja Blue, she's got some Hambletonian pedigree to her credit. Her father, her sire, Muscle Hill, a Hambletonian winner, and her mother, a Hambletonian winner. So again, her pedigree speaks bounds in this Hambletonian Oaks, and that's kind of the theme throughout. We've got a field of 10, 5 of those sired by Hambletonian champion Muscle Hill.
And Nancy, as mentioned, with 3 starters in the field, she will also have the outside 2, Champagne Problems and Teresi. Both tremendously talented fillies, but they will be up against it today with those challenging starting spots. But hey, Nancy Tactor, she's won everything there is to win in the sport, so don't put it past her to maybe get it done with one of those 2. So she will have 3 opportunities in a very deep, very wide open Hambletonian Oaks field. We're going to head back over trackside now. Mark McKelvie with a special guest.
Standing by with trainer Noel Daly, who sends out Miss Belmar in today's Hambletonian Oaks. And Noel, you've got an elimination winner, a filly that's had a lot of success and is riding lots of momentum coming into today. You must be very confident.
Yeah, always been a very good filly. She just really didn't concentrate that well all of a 2-year-old year. She'd run off the track, do a few things. But last 3 or 4 starts, she's really focused and put it in. I think it's hers to win or lose today. She's not the soundest filly in the world. She's much sounder today warming up than she was last week. Rail's a little bit of a tricky spot, but if she has a good day, she's the one they've got to beat, I think. So.
Well, that was what I was going to ask you. Was that rail starting spot? When you win your elimination, you guarantee a good spot, but maybe you didn't get the best of the good.
No, that's not the one we would have asked for, but it is what it is. She's it's better than drawing the 10-hole. To me, everything's about her just having reasonable luck and having a good day, and I was very happy with the way she warmed up today.
All right, Noel, best of luck.
All right, thank you.
All right, Hambletonian Oaks, part of our coverage here today from the 100th Hambletonian.
The 100th Hamiltonian on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by FanDuel, by the Hambletonian Society and Meadowlands Racetrack, by New Jersey Tourism. And by Brittany Farms, upholding a tradition of breeding champions.
I mean, can't you see it? The game is evolving. Records are breaking, and the stars are shining. Here on CBS Sports Network.
This MLB season, bet live with FanDuel and make the game come alive. Any homer can feel like a walk-off. Every base, a path to victory. And any strikeout can pay out. Make baseball come alive when you bet live this season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
You can master harness racing with the power of DRF Harness. It's a must for every standardbred player. Visit drf.com/harness to read fresh stories from award-winning writers like Jay Bergman, Derek Givner, and more. Raise your game with the best-in-class harness IPPs and analysis from the industry's top tracks. View entries and results and sign up for our free DRF Harness Digest newsletter in seconds to stay up to date on everything harness. DRF, we're not just thoroughbreds.
I got this $1,000 camera for only $41 on DealDash.
DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
American Standard, trusted for over 150 years, now offers full shower remodels installed in as little as 2 days.
Wow, gotta love that.
Choose from 24 stylish wall options. Grout-free, easy to clean. Every remodel comes with a limited lifetime warranty, including installation.
Impressive. Want to see how it's coming alive?
Wow, that was fast.
Scan or call American Standard to start your shower remodel with $1,500 in savings, plus no interest and no payments for 12 months. 1-800-936-2728.
Hey everybody, get ready for a new addition to the Fire Country family.
Don't miss my new show, Sheriff Country.
Welcome back. We're just moments away from the Hamiltonian Oaks, getting a look at final preparations here as the Phillies get ready to go. The stakes record could be in jeopardy here. It's 150. That belongs to Manchego back in 2018. The last of 5 consecutive wins in this race for trainer Jimmy Takter and driver Yannick Gingras. Yannick today, though, hoping that Deja Blue can give him another victory from post 2.
Yes, the winningest leads all. 6 Oaks wins, as you said, and you talk about the track, you talk about the conditions. We've already seen a world record earlier today, so the conditions are right, and as you said, a very deep group that I think will set up for a very competitive race.
The starting gate is in motion, $500,000 on the line. Top trotting fillies in the sport of harness racing. Here's Ken Workington with the call.
7-2 on 2 Deja Blue. The 6 Conversano. The elimination winner was 4-1. And they're on gate for race 10. The Hambletonian Oaks final. Here they come. Fillies are off and trotting in the Hamiltonian Oaks. Conversano, a perfect Annie left hard. Walsby on the outside. Sound Judgment put in play on the inside into the top 4. Miss Belmar cuts the corner. She is 5th on the inside. Deja Blue just floated away in 6th. And parked out 7th is Delaney Hanover. Stride for stride with our charm at the rear of the field. Then Champagne, Problems, and Teresi. A perfect Annie on the point. Here comes Conversano and James McDonald to take over. On the move up quickly is Walsby on the outside 3rd and gaining 27-1. Honest opening quarter. Sound Judgment 4th on the inside. As they continue across the backstretch, Miss Belmar is 5th on the cones. And 6th is Deja Blue. That one followed by, on the outside, Delaney Hanover. Then comes Our Charm, and still trailing is Teresi. Halfway home, Walsby in front here at 20-1, with Trans Smedshammer taking him past the half in 55 seconds. Walsby, Conversano second. A Perfect Annie on the inside, third. Sound Judgment goes first over on the outside. Miss Belmar to follow her. Deja Blue third over, 6th on the outside. Teresi shoots a gap on the inside, 7th, but needs racing room. Then it's Delaney Hanover stacked up 4th over in a dull flow here. Then Our Charm is last. Walsby, they're trying to figure her out. Conversano in the pocket spot. Sound Judgment first over. A Perfect Annie on the inside. Miss Belmar, 3 wide on the outside. And Deja Blue. Gingra's got a lap full there. 1:24.1. They're in the stretch of the Hamiltonian Oaks. Walsby will try to hold on. Conversano had a perfect trip and looking to pay off. Walsby on the outside. Conversano and James McDonald drawing clear. The conversation's over. It's Conversano scores over Walsby. Then Delaney Hanover and Deja Blue. Conversano, James McDonald in the Hamiltonian Oaks in 1:51.2.
James McDonald picking up perhaps the drive of his life here, winning the Hambletonian Oaks with Conversano, and could not have worked out a better trip for the filly. She knew exactly what to do with it.
She looked like a true professional out there, Greg. Like James said before going out, you know, try to get a good feel for her, put her in the right spot, and that's certainly what he did. The filly put her head down and just got to work. She was home free. As soon as she got to the leader, Walsby, a gallant effort. As soon as she got to the leader, though, Conversano, as Ken Workington mentioned, the conversation was over.
The race unfolded perhaps differently than most people thought, as Walsby came dangerously close to taking it all the way, but it's Conversano and a pumped up James McDonald getting it done in the $500,000 Hambletonian Oaks.
You have to get out and embrace the adventure. In Lancaster, there are so many hidden gems to explore, and the fall is the best time to do it.
Lancaster is a destination that has this incredible rich history and the countryside and the culture. We kind of have it all.
When your morning schedule is full, but your belly isn't. When your kid's school pickup needs an afternoon pick-me-up. We could all use a little kind in our snack emergencies.
A little protein for breakfast, sustained energy from whole grains for a midday snack. Make it a kind day.
Sweat isn't sweet. It's earned. Day in and day out. Through hard work, grit, and craftsmanship. A life built by your own hands. You feel the difference when you get it right. Stay salty.
Through HIMS, you can find personalized weight loss treatment plans with options like GLP-1 injections or oral medication kits 100% online, so you can feel healthy and confident in your own skin. GLP-1 injections starting at $199 a month at hims.com.
Oh my God, I won. Guys, I just saw someone win an iPad for under $10.
I got this amazing Japanese knife set for just 75 cents.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56.
There's millions of fast auctions and always something to win on DealDash.com. And today, new users get a $50 bonus credit. Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you'll save.
And shipping is always free.
For over 150 years, American Standard has been the trusted name in bathroom products, and now they're making it easier than ever to upgrade yours. American Standard offers full shower remodels, beautifully customized and installed in as little as 2 days.
Wow, gotta love that.
A fast install's a big plus.
Guided by a personal in-home design consultation, choose from 24 shower wall options. Stylish, grout-free, easy to clean.
No more grout to scrub.
Every shower is installed by factory-certified technicians, backed by a limited lifetime warranty, including installation.
Including installation. Impressive.
And right now, save $1,500 on your bathroom remodel with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Call or scan now.
Want to see how it's coming along? Let's go.
All set.
Wow, that was fast.
Even better than on TV. You saw the commercial.
Call American Standard today to start your shower remodel with $1,500 in savings, plus no interest and no payments for 12 months. 1-800-933-1467.
And here comes Super One with Beisinger, and here comes Shy Away St. Pat and Raymond, and those three, fitting of the champions, spread across the track. Super One is trying to hold on, and Shy Away St. Pat wants to run him down. Super One's got it ahead. Shy Away's up on the outside, and Shy Away is inching to the front.
Welcome back. Here's another look at the stretch drive of the Hamiltonian Oaks. Perfect trip converted for Conversano. In the trip department, it didn't work out today for Delaney Hanover. Way out wide, coming on with a big final rush, Emily, but just a little bit too late.
Yeah, too much work to do on the end of the mile, Greg. As you said, to take nothing away from her because she was full of trot crossing the wire. Again, just like you said, just had a little too much work to do to get the job done today.
James McDonald, a happy James McDonald, picked up the drive following the eliminations. His wife Paige in the winner's circle with him and a large group celebrating. This filly bred in New Jersey by James Parisi. And yeah, this one a daughter of the great Muscle Hill, former Hamiltonian winner. Won 2 races. She banked $30,000 last year, but whole different story this year. That victory puts her just shy of $500,000 in earnings.
And, you know, she's got the pedigrees you talked about, Muscle Hill. She's out of the Archangel mare Celebrity Ruth, who's already produced a horse by the name of Celebrity Bambino, who we saw in the Hamiltonian just a few years ago. So as you said, a filly that's got some pedigree behind her, and she has stamped her name in the record books here with this victory and a new lifetime best at that.
Here's Mark with winning driver James McDonald.
Well, James, we were talking as you were heading out to the track, and first time sitting behind Conversano, and you're never going to forget that one.
No, that was a thrill, a real thrill. Just can't thank Juan and his owner enough. I mean, they didn't need to. They could have used anyone here, and it's just always a dream come true to get a drive in a race like this, and to win. It's just it's unbelievable.
At the top of the stretch there, it looked like you had a horse that was full of trot, and you were getting a nice trip. What was going through your mind?
Oh, I can't believe the trip, the way it worked out. I didn't know how the race would go. I hadn't raced against a lot of these horses. My horse felt so good, and I was just edging her over, and then she gave me a couple little shuffles halfway down the lane, and I was like, please, you can't run now.
James, congratulations, winner of the Hambletonian Oaks.
All right, thanks, Mark.
All right, let's go back to Greg and Emily.
Thank you, and we'll get a look at James McDonald showing some rare emotion in the midst of a race for James. He, like a lot of the top guys, pretty even-keeled when it comes to that, keeps his emotions in check, but this is the type of day where it kind of comes pouring out sometimes, and you can't help it.
New Jersey, we've got more summer wows under the sun than anyone. So come see what your wow's gonna be in the little state of New Jersey, where it's one wow after another, after another, after another. You get it. Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lotta.
This MLB season, bet live with FanDuel and make the game come alive. Any homer can feel like a walk-off. Every base, a path to victory. And any strikeout can pay out. Make baseball come alive when you bet live this season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Oh my God, I won. Guys, I just saw someone win an iPad for under $10.
I got this amazing Japanese knife set for just 75 cents.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56.
There's millions of fast auctions and always something to win on DealDash.com. And today, new users get a $50 bonus credit. Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you'll save.
And shipping is always free.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head? Comb it over? Wear a hat? Just stop. This isn't 1970. Keep your hair and your confidence because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts, can give you your real hair back permanently. Check them out because they're giving away an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card to everyone who scans this QR code. Dude, you don't have to look like your dad because this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're ahead of the curve. They use the latest technology to give you your real hair back. And the best part, Bosley's permanent solution is protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Let them show you for free how awesome your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off. Scan the QR code. Don't wait. Scan the code now and ask about the Bosley Guarantee.
You got the magic.
If you misplaced your card,
Slide to the right and the card's locked. Unlocked.
the Chase mobile app has card lock, and it has encryption technology to help you keep your data safe. That's peace of mind from Chase.
Greenman, Alishi, and fighting back. Pilot Discretion has more. Marseille on the inside. Forbidden Trade looking for a huge upset. Here comes Green Shoe, unleashed by Brian Sears. Green Shoe with a sharp stretch kick. And he's drawing clear, fighting back. Forbidden Trade on the inside. Green Shoe, Forbidden Trade with a gigantic upset.
Looking ahead to the main event, the Hamiltonian. Can lightning strike twice for the Connections, who won it back in 2019 when Forbidden Trade upended the big 3-horse entry from the Marcus Melander stable? The hopes this time place squarely on a colt named Emoticon Legacy.
Emoticon Legacy. Greenmaw is inching in. Emoticon Legacy. Emoticon Legacy and Greenmaw hit the line together.
I think that the maturity is more mature this year. That's only that, and the good way. And more he race at that level, more he look pro, you know.
He does it his own way, so you kind of got used to it. I feel like after it's nice with Luke working, and we kind of have a similar philosophy with horses.
Fighting back, Forbidden Trade on the inside. Green Shoe, Forbidden Trade with a gigantic upset.
You know, at the moment, you don't realize. It's a couple days after, you said, oh, you know, adrenaline, I don't know, and now those moments is very special, you know, yeah.
Driving for Luke, learning with all the years, especially the Hambletonian, it's the race he peaks for. So I know that Emoticon, if nothing wrong happen, you can control everything, but if nothing wrong happen, he should be even better than he's been the last month. So I'm going to go in there with a little more confidence than if I was driving for anybody else.
I think it's going to be better this week. We'll make a little change the shoe and stuff like that.
Both Luke and I, we felt like he had his opal a little tighter than usually, like sometimes different surface or whatever, so he was stretching them more, and I kind of feel like it got him maybe a little more tired because of that. So I hope that going in the final we can improve on that point as well. I grew up as a pacer guy. We never had trotters where I'm from. Before the movie, I didn't even know what the Hamiltonian was.
We train horses because we're passionate about that. You know, you need to dream a little bit. If you don't dream, I think it push you to, you hope you're going to have one like that, you know.
There's not much more preparation that you can do than looking at it and to guess who's going to do what, but still it always changes when you get behind the gate. So I'll be probably a little more excited on Saturday than I am right now, but it should be a good day, what happens.
This MLB season, bet live with FanDuel and make the game come alive. Any homer can feel like a walk-off. Every base, a path to victory. And any strikeout can pay out. Make baseball come alive when you bet live this season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
This is a story about the one who can fix nearly anything and turns to Granger, who has almost everything. He troubleshoots issues, maintains the facility, and keeps it all on track. Few may see him put the work in, but when they see the results, they know he's the one who keeps the doors open. The high-quality industrial products you need, plus a million more. Call, click Granger.com, or stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
SexRx by Hims is a range of daily ED treatments customized to do more. If prescribed, treatment includes medication for sexual health, plus an added benefit like testosterone support, fuller hair, or vitality, and more. Doctor trusted and delivered discreetly to your door. Feel prepared at any moment, and your best in all the rest. Find your SexRx at hims.com.
DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20. Go to DealDash.com and see how much you can save.
Morning, sweat. Taste test, sweat. Go time, grow time, big time, sweat. Sweat moves you forward. We'll make sure it never holds you back. Degree, here for sweat.
No way. The gecko was just spotted down the street.
I've always wanted to meet him. Ever since Geico's 24/7 emergency roadside service got us out of a jam.
Sounds like you got more than just savings, my dudes.
Sir, do we know you?
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Mental health and learning disorders are the most common illnesses of childhood and adolescence. 1 out of 5 young people struggle with disorders like depression, dyslexia, ADHD, OCD, eating disorders, and anxiety. I was one of them. As a child, I struggled with crippling anxiety, the most common and least recognized childhood mental health disorder. The mental health crisis in America is really a children's mental health crisis. Every year, over 1 million young people visit the ER because of suicidal ideation and suicide attempts. 5,000 die by suicide. When we ignore mental health, we lose our children. We have the tools to stem this crisis if we're willing. The Child Mind Institute is the leader in the field. It's the place where kids are getting better and the place that is doing the research and developing the programs that will change the landscape of children's mental health. To learn more, visit childmind.org.
Market share 122 and 3 in the stretch of the Hambletonian, and market share powers to the top with Tim Tetrick. Market share, Uncle Peter can't trot with him. Guccio up on the far outside. My MVP is closing hard. It's market share who needs the line. Guccio, my MVP closing, gonna be tight. Market share holds on.
Market share from back in 2012 giving Tim Tetrick his lone Hambletonian victory to this point. And in fact, market share will be with us today. He's going to be the parade marshal.
He will. And we saw Muscle Hill was actually on property as well earlier, Greg. He did a meet and greet with the fans and drivers, trainers, and then we also brought Muscle Hill as well. So, you know, we talk about the Hambletonian and what it means to win this. It makes you a household name around here. Market share, Muscle Hill, you know who you're talking about when you talk about these Hambletonian winners.
And interesting to see those horses put their stamp on the next generation. And today, a number of former Hambletonian winners and Hambletonian competitors represented by youngsters in the field. Going back to 2019, Melander had Green Shoe, Chimpanzee, Green Manalishi going postward that day. Green Shoe has 3 offspring this year in the final. Chimpanzee with 1. No Green Manalishi, but I can tell you he's the top trotting stallion in Canada currently. So they've not only made their mark on the racetrack, they're making it off.
Yeah, and as you said, the Hambletonian, one of those races that pretty much solidifies a stallion career if they obviously can do it. But as you said, when you've got an Hambletonian in your sights, it certainly elevates things quite a bit because it puts you in that upper echelon of horses.
And to win a Hambletonian as a trainer, a special accomplishment. Only a handful have been able to do it multiple times. And among the recent generation, Åke Svanstedt, he's won it twice. He'll look for another one today. Earlier this week, we caught up with him for his thoughts coming into this year's final.
Hello, my name is Åke Svanstedt. I'm trainer of Nordic Catcher and Gap Kronos. We're going to race in the Hamiltonian.
Nordic Catcher all the way. Maryland is closing. Nordic Catcher and Maryland hit the line together.
It was a little different to buy a pacing mare to Sweden. They don't have pacer races in Sweden, and of course I was interested over six-pack, and then it was some beach somewhere mother, and she was trained by Henrik Lundell, neighbor to us here, and she was an okay open mare. And then I have two sons in Sweden, and they look at the horse and they said that I'm gonna like him if I saw him, they said. So yeah, then we bought him. It was the first time I drove tough with him this year. He feels good in the front and come home fast. Yeah, I had high expectations, of course, because he feels so good last year. But he trained back good the whole spring and early this summer and raced 1 second faster for every time. So yeah, that's I'm happy with that.
Gap Kronos in front by 2. It's Gap Kronos, a convincing winner over Nordic Catcher.
He is a big horse also, maybe a little late, but he raced 51-4 last year and won at that. And in the elimination, they come home very fast and he couldn't keep up. But if you go fast the whole mile, and it's better for him.
Captain Corey Åke Svanstedt is Captain Hamiltonian. Captain Corey.
Yeah, it's a wide open race. It's a lot of good horses, so it's tough.
And we're going to give you another quick look at the field for this year's $1 million main event, where we have strength in numbers for a couple of barns again this year. We talked about Svanstedt, of course, Melander with his powerful-looking quartet, including the two favorites currently, Maryland and Super Chapter. Emoticon Legacy, good price on him. His elimination win, maybe not as impressive as others. Public seem to be swayed by that. He's 8-1.
And that's the thing you've got to appreciate about the Hambletonian. If you've got opinion about one of these horses, you feel like they're coming into the race in right form, you can take a swing. It is not out of the ordinary to see a price happen in the Hambletonians. We talk about long shots and the likes. You've got horses like Cool Papa Bell, and of course we recently mentioned the upset winner, Tactical Approach. So out of, it's not often that we see the heavy favorite always get the job done. That's not something that often happens. As we've talked about all day, a lot goes into it, and as you said, if you've got a strong opinion, you could find a good price on your horse.
It is a race that casual fans of the sport love. Horse players do as well. It's a great betting board this year as we get set to meet the field here in just a moment. And there's a look at market share and Linda Toscano reunited, and they will be leading the post parade.
I wonder if market share thinks he's going to post in the Hambletonian. That's actually his caretaker that took care of him in the Hambletonian. Shelley reunited with her Hambletonian champion.
This is my swag.
Six winners from 6 races. Absolutely amazing from Stanford.
I see it. Hey, I like it. Hey, I want it. Yes, I do. Said I need it.
With Chase, you can get a debit card for your kids' independence.
Yes, I do need you.
And parental notifications, so you can keep an eye on how they're using it. Still on budget. Control for parents, freedom for kids. That's family banking from Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Together, we are all healthier when everyone is vaccinated. Let's get together. Let's thrive together. Talk with your pediatrician today about COVID-19 vaccination. This message is brought to you by the American Academy of Pediatrics.
CBS Sports HQ. Anywhere, anytime, all the time.
2 and 4 into the stretch of the Hambletonian. Highland Kismet, big effort first over. TCI's trying to battle back. And right there is Carl on the outside with a late lunge. Highland Kismet, Carl on the outside, a final surge. Carl, Yannick Gingras, and Nancy Tector. He's king of the Hamiltonian. It's Carl.
The $1 million Hambletonian coming up next, and there is a look at a market share. He looks fantastic, reunited with Linda Toscano, and they are leading the post parade for this centennial edition of America's Trotting Classic. Bjorn Goop making his second Hamiltonian appearance, and Mark McKelvie caught up with him moments ago.
All right, standing by with driver Bjorn Goop, who's driving Meshuggah as we step out onto the track for the post parade. Bjorn, welcome back to the Meadowlands. Talk about getting another chance to come over for the Hamiltonian.
Well, it's a great, big pleasure to come over here to drive such a big race. So, yeah, it's a big honor.
The Melander stable has 4 horses in here. What do you know about Meshuggah?
Meshuggah is a good horse. He was locked up with a little gas left the last time. But you just have to trail by the rail and see, what happens. He's broke 2 times by the rail, so we just have to try to take him away, and then, yeah, we're going to trail and see.
All right, best of luck.
All right, let's meet the field on post parade for this year's $1 million Hambletonian. There's Meshuggah, one of the quartet from the Marcus Melander barn. Bjorn Goop made the trip over to drive this guy. 1 for 6 this year. Almost $500,000, though, in career earnings.
Post 2 will be the undefeated super chapter for trainer Marcus Melander. He was bred by Hanover Shoe Farms. Hanover Shoe Farms, Yannick Gingras, of course, victorious in last year's edition behind Carl.
Trainer Luc Blais and owner Determination of Montreal, Quebec, won in 2019 with Forbidden Trade. They've got Louis-Philippe Roy on board their homebred, a Modicon Legacy this time from post 3. He's at 7-1.
There is the look at the 4, your current 8-5 favorite. That's Maryland. Dexter Dunn opting to stick with Maryland. He's a Breeders' Crown final winner, and he's your Dan Patch 2-year-old trotting colt of the year.
Maximus Miras. Lucas Wallen, a young trainer looking for his first Hambo win. He's got the money man Scott Zeron on board. And their 6 Nordic Catcher, one of the elimination winners from a week ago. Aukus Vonstedt going for his 3rd Hambo title. The other trainee, Gap Chrono, saw him a moment ago. There's number 8, Blank, Marcus Melander, another from that barn. Andy McCarthy won in 2020 with the great mare Ramona Hill.
We're looking at the 9, that's Green Ma, Tron Schmedchammer. The horse finished 2nd in his Hambletonian elimination. He's won 4 of 9. Tron Schmedchammer, no stranger to success in the Hambletonian as well. He's had quite a bit of success with a horse by the name of Winsong's Legacy back in 2004. He'll start from the outside, post 9.
And there is number 10, Go Dog Go. He was 3 for 3 going into his elimination, but unfortunately for him and the connections, a 3rd place finish resulted in him going into the open draw. And he gets saddled with the tough, the demanding outside post 10. But he's got the talent to overcome it if anyone can. That is your field for this year's 100th Centennial edition of the Hambletonian. A great betting board favored right now, Maryland. Amazing Emily, the horse, winless in 4 starts coming in, and the betting choice, it's hard to believe.
Yeah, as you said, the betting choice, and has yet to find the winner's circle. But as we talked about, Greg, this horse, no stranger to success. He's just $1.3 million. He was just $11,000 shy of being the richest 2-year-old ever in the sport. So he's got wins. They just might not have been this year.
Going to put you on the spot here with a few moments to go. Who's your pick?
I got to go with Maryland, just as you talked about, winless in 4 starts. I really wanted to go a different direction, but as we talk about looking at those eliminations, he's the horse I thought looked like he was coming into this race in peak form. I loved the way he finished up his mile in that elimination, and as far as the trip is concerned, to me, he seems like the type of horse that's going to be able to work out a big trip.
Let's bring in Mark McKelvie quickly. Mark, where are you leaning?
I'm going to go with a Melander trainee, and that's going to be Super Chapter. I guess we saw it in the Oaks where a driver picked off what ended up being the winner. In this case, Yannick Gingras was chasing this race for so long, finally won it last year with Carl. I think Super Chapter's in great form. I really think it was a toss-up between him and Maryland, but I think this is the year for Marcus Melander. That said, I think this is going to be an action-packed race, and just standing in the paddock, it was very quiet before those horses came out. So a lot of nervous energy ahead of the 100th Hambletonian.
Well, with nervous energy, you want one cool driver in the bike. And Scott Zeron is exactly that. A 3-time Hambletonian winner. And he's not even 40 years old. He's got Maximus Miras, I think, peaking at the right time. Raging with trot, finishing second in his elimination. Looks to give trainer Lucas Wallen his first Hambletonian title. Sit back, fasten your seatbelts, and enjoy the 100th Hambletonian. Here's Ken Workington with the call.
The 100th Hambletonian. Race 12, here they come. And Nordic Catcher shoots out. Go Duck, go on the outside. Super Chapter with early speed. Meshuggah from the inside into the top 4, and put in play is Maryland on the outside 5th. Emoticon Legacy just floated away in 6th. Then it's Maximus Miras at the rear of the field, followed by Gap, Chronos, and Blank. In the early trailer is Green Maw. From post 10, Go Dog Go at 12-1 with Todd McCarthy. Open length leader by 2. 26-1. A torrid opening fraction for Go Dog Go across the backstretch. Super Chapter in for that 2-hole ride. Tightens in for Gingras under a tight rein. Nordic Catcher is 3rd at this point. A gap of 3-4 to Meshuggah 4th and staying in. Maryland gets underway uncovered on the outside. Emoticon Legacy to follow him past the half. And then it's Maximus Miras at the rear of the field with Gap Chronos. Gap Chronos is followed by Green Maw and Blank stride for stride with that one. The half 54-2. So they try to close in on Go Dog Go, dictating his terms here. Nordic Catcher from off the pace for Åke Svanstedt on the outside, first over and challenging. As they head to 3/4, Go Dog Go, and Nordic Catcher applying serious pressure on the outside. It's Super Chapter who's locked in the box for now. Well-positioned Maryland second over in 4th. Meshuggah on the inside 5th. Emoticon Legacy on the outside 6th. They take them by 3/4, and it's Go Dog Go in front. Nordic Catcher is relentless on the outside. Super Chapter needs racing room. Had a perfect trip. 1:22-4 for 3/4 in the stretch of the Hambletonian. Nordic Catcher steamrolls first over, takes the lead. Super Chapter shakes loose late on the outside into second. Late trot from Maryland, but it's Nordic Catcher. Åke Svanstedt wins one for the boss. Nordic Catcher, then Super Chapter, then close Maryland. Or Gap Chronos 150 flat. A stakes record in the Hambletonian.
Make it 3 Hambletonian titles now for Åke Svanstedt, 3 and counting as he etches his name into the history books. Nordic Catcher full marks for the victory this afternoon, Emily. Different trip scenario than we saw a week ago where he was controlling the fractions. Today, he was in the unenviable first over position for the final half, but boy, he was a powerhouse winner.
I was going to say, trip really unfavorable if we're being honest, and you put it all out on the line, turning for home, and you leave it up to the horse, and that's exactly what Åke Svanstedt did there. To be honest, Maryland's second over, I think, the connections of Nordic Catcher had to be worried with all of the firepower on his back, but again, that's why we race him. You leave it out all on the track, and Nordic Catcher was the best today.
He certainly was, and here's the final stages. Nobody within shouting distance of this son of six-pack. And again, Marcus Melander, runner-up one more time, finishing second and third. But the day belongs to Nordic Catcher and Åke Svanstedt in stakes record fashion. We'll be back with the winning connections when we return.
The 100th Hambletonian on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by FanDuel, by the Hamiltonian Society and Meadowlands Racetrack, by New Jersey Tourism, and by Brittany Farms, upholding a tradition of breeding champions.
This MLB season, bet live with FanDuel and make the game come alive. Any homer can feel like a walk-off. Every base, a path to victory. And any strikeout can pay out. Make baseball come alive when you bet live this season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
When I first got on the bike, I did not know what I was doing with hydration, and our summers are just miserable. It's super dry here, so you don't necessarily know how much you're losing water. The salty mix of Element is something that's unique. It has the sodium and the electrolytes I need to avoid dehydration, and I genuinely enjoy it.
What would you pay for an iPad Pro? I only paid $42 on DealDash.
DealDash.com. Online auction since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. And this smart charcoal grill sold for $16. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20. Deals like these and many more happen in the thousands of daily auctions on DealDash.com. All auctions start at $0. And remember, everything must go.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And you get a 90-day money-back guarantee with your first purchase.
This brand new iPhone sold for less than $42. And this DJI drone sold for less than $21.
And I got it for $16 on DealDash.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
There are auctions going on right now. So what are you waiting for?
This is a story about the one who never stops. She needs a reliable partner, like Grainger, who works around the clock. Because she knows the domino effect is real. And there's never a good time for downtime. When it's all on the line, having the supply she needs makes all the difference. The industrial-grade products you need, all in one place. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
1:25:1. They're in the stretch of the Hamiltonian. Perfect Spirit trying to go all the way. It's Perfect Spirit. Devious Man with the perfect trip so far. What the Hell out of the pocket. Here comes What the Hell in the Buckeye. Up and after Perfect Spirit. On the outside, What the Hell lunges late. What the Hell, the Buckeye gets his due. Hall of Famer Dave Miller and What the Hell win the Hamiltonian.
Here's another look at Nordic Catcher in the closing strides of the Hambletonian. The fastest edition ever, and a third Hamiltonian title for Svanstedt. All right, looks like Mark McKelvie is trackside, going to catch up with the winning driver.
Olga Svanstedt, congratulations, Nordic Catcher. How does this Hamiltonian feel? You've been here before.
Yes, but this is especially the 100 Hamiltonian, so of course especially historical win.
Absolutely, the 100th Hamiltonian. Take us through the race. Is that kind of how you envisioned things were going to go? Was that your plan all along?
No, my plan was to try for the front, but it was two horses that was faster than him. So, but I got a good trip, but then first over after the half. But he's strong, and I didn't pick up the speed so much when I pulled him out. So I pick up the speed when it comes to the stretch.
Congratulations, you're back in the winner's circle. This time Hamiltonian 100. Congrats.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. As Nordic Catcher has won the 100th Hambletonian.
Super chapter, Yannick Gingras finishing second. Yannick was trying for back-to-back Hambo wins. Maryland, who was the race favorite, ends up third. So a 2-3 finish for Marcus Melander. But he said earlier in the week, he said if it doesn't happen this year, he'll be back again next season. All right, back over to Mark McKelvie in the winner's circle, catching up with some of the happy connections.
Thank you, Greg. Yes, in the winner's circle after Nordic Catcher's win in the Hambletonian, and owner Jeff Gural. Talk about your emotions right now here at a place and a sport that you've put so much into to win the 100th Hambletonian.
I give all the credit to Oki and Sarah, really. They're such great trainers. I just along for the ride, but I've been giving this trophy out since I bought the place, and it'd be nice to give the trophy out to myself. Last year I won the Oaks, so Sarah said, I've got one last thing. I got to get you a Hambletonian, and here we are. So, and the thing that he won easy. I mean, it was like a tough race, and it wasn't a tough race. I mean, he literally won easy. You know, he didn't get a good trip. You know, he's first over and drew off. So, I'm thrilled. And it's a great crowd today. The weather, everything. I don't know what I did right. But the weather's usually terrible. Hot, raining, thunderstorm. Today is a gorgeous day, and we have a big crowd. So everything's going my way.
Absolutely, checking a lot of boxes. Big-time thrill. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, there you go. Jeff Gural, one of the owners of Nordic Catcher, who wins the 100th Hambletonian.
To Jeff Gural, a very important win for him, certainly. And he has put so much blood, sweat, and tears and money, of course, into the operation here at the Meadowlands Racing and Entertainment, the mecca of harness racing. And today he gets to celebrate a victory in the 100th Hambletonian with his Nordic Catcher.
As we're standing by here with the winning connections, of course, of Nordic Catcher to present the Hamiltonian Trophy. We've got quite the crew, of course. Jeff Gural, the chairman and CEO here, of course, in the Meadowlands Racetrack. Jason Settlemore, the CEO here at the Meadowlands as well, as John Campbell, the president of the Hamiltonian Society. Dave Weaver is with us with the title sponsor of FanDuel Racing. And, of course, Carson Kressley, our Hambo 100 ambassador. Carson, welcome back to the Hamiltonian.
The Hamiltonian.
It's the weather.
Slightly, yes, very much.
All right, well, hard line, Mike, here. Sorry about that. Yeah, so, Carson, I'll let you do the honors here to the winning connections. Of course, Jeff Gural's little LLC. We've got Otis Svanstedt, the trainer and driver. You can present the Hamiltonian Trophy here to the winners.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's heavier than it looks. Congratulations.
I don't think I've ever seen.
Well, that is going to put the finishing touches on this wonderful afternoon of racing. What a way to celebrate 100 years of America's Trotting Classic.
Exactly. It's an iconic race, producing iconic moments, and right here on the world's biggest stage for harness racing, certainly lived up to the hype today, Greg.
Absolutely. So highlights of the day, of course, Dexter Dunn had 4 winners on the program. Didn't get it done in the finale, but did hit the board again in the Hambletonian. as we get another look at some of the action from earlier in the day. Conversano, James McDonald, he jumped on board for the first time, converted into a victory in the $500,000 Hamiltonian Oaks. Of course, one of the biggest wins of his young driving career, and able to celebrate that victory. And that set it up for the main event, where it was Nordic Catcher and Oka in dominant fashion.
And etching their name in the sport's most exclusive club, Hambletonian champion.
A third Hamiltonian title for Oka Svanstedt. Another look at it from inside the infield here at beautiful Meadowlands Racing and Entertainment in East Rutherford, New Jersey. A look again at the winter celebration. On behalf of all of us, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time from the Meadowlands.